It's been a pretty long time since I've added to my list of headcanons, the most recent being the first one I made some 4 months ago. Let's fix that, shall we? What if Pinkie Pie was evicted from the rock farm? That's right, evicted, removed, kicked out. But what could cause her own family to turn on her like that? Well, I think it was her cutie mark. Now hear me out, just look at Pinkie's parents. Many say that their designs resemble the Amish, which they totally do, but they also resemble the Puritans. The Puritans were very literate, known for their sermons, diaries, and poetry. If you recall, Maud had a hobby of poetry writing. That doesn't necessarily mean anything on its own, but it definitely helps my case. In addition to that, the Puritans believed in keeping oneself occupied as well as physical fitness and exercise. With this in mind, the entire concept of the rock farm suddenly makes sense. People often wonder what the rock farm's function is. Why just move rocks back and forth indefinitely? Well, under this logic, the rocks themselves have no meaning. Instead, they're just objects used to keep the pies physically fit. They move rocks because they don't want to do nothing and it keeps them strong. The reason the similarities to Puritanism are important to supporting Pinkie being evicted is because the Puritans had an extremely strict religion. Music, dancing, and most celebration in general was considered a sin, and they believed in serious eternal punishment after death. There was even a time when the Puritans even outlawed the celebration of Christmas. Now, look at the Pie family's initial reaction to Pinkie's first party. The look in their eyes can only be described as terrified. What reason would anyone, let alone 4 people, have to fear a party under normal circumstances? There must be something else at work. With their appearances, Maud's interest in poetry, and now this reaction to a party, it would stand to reason that the Pie family is, or at least represents, a Puritan family. If that is indeed the case, then the terror came from witnessing their own daughter or sister essentially damn herself for eternity. What's more terrifying is that in this shot, they begin to show slight smiles, signifying that they would inevitably give in to the temptation and damn themselves in the process. Now, imagine their reaction when they learn that the very thing that has damned their whole family was their daughter's destiny. I believe that the Pies found it right to remove Pinkie from the farm in an attempt to stay in their God's good graces. As for Pinkie, this makes a couple things make sense. In Cheese Sandwich's flashback in Pinkie Pride, Pinkie is shown as still a filly, but in Ponyville. Maud came to Ponyville from the rock farm by train, so we know that the farm is pretty far away from Ponyville. So what are the odds that Pinkie was just visiting Ponyville to throw the, quote, biggest ever celebration party dance? In addition, she couldn't have made it on her own at that age, meaning that she needs someone to take her in. Enter the Cakes. It would make sense that Pinkie started living with the Cakes as a child, since all of the other main 6 are the heads of their respective households. So I know that this headcanon was a bit extreme, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts down below. Do you have a different theory about how Pinkie ended up in Ponyville? Also, it really helped me out a lot if you hit that subscribe button right there. I'm Capslock, I'll see you next time.